Today I'm going to introduce you to hidden disabilities, specifically talking about ADHD, specific learning disabilities, and autism spectrum disorder, and discuss how to promote a positive sport experience in an inclusive environment for individuals with hidden disabilities. Oftentimes, these individuals are viewed in terms of being unmotivated, lazy, defiant, despite having the capabilities both physically and cognitively to participate in sport. One of the largest and fastest growing disabilities is ADHD. It's often thought that these individuals can't focus. However, it's not that they can't focus. Instead, they're focusing on everything going on around them. For example, an athlete with ADHD might be distracted by all the irrelevant stimuli in the sporting environment. They might also shift from one activity to the next without finishing it, or often try to change positions as they're waiting for the sport environment to get going or during directions. Approximately 6.1 million children ages 2 to 17 are diagnosed with ADHD. Additionally, boys are diagnosed more than girls. Another common hidden disability are specific learning disabilities. This is a general term for individuals who have difficulties with reading, writing, listening, reasoning. Approximately 40% of all students with disabilities are categorized as having a specific learning disability. It's important to note that this is different than an intellectual disability. These individuals have average to above average intelligence, but they have difficulties in terms of the working memory, so retaining information. Also, how do they think about their thinking, as well as difficulties with social cues and social context. For example, an individual with a specific learning disability might have difficulties with lengthy instructions that a coach might give, or difficulties understanding tactical plays. Also might have difficulties in terms of picking up on body language and social cues. Finally, autism spectrum disorder is a complex developmental disorder that appears during the first 3 years of life. It's important to note that this is a spectrum disorder ranging from mild to severe. Approximately 1 in 59 individuals are diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. Individuals with autism spectrum disorder have difficulties with communication, socialization, and they're also hypersensitive to various stimuli, such as loud sounds or bright lights. For example, an athlete with autism spectrum disorder might like to be alone despite being in a group setting. They might have problems with proximity issues being close to other athletes. It might have problems with being touched or various stimuli around them, such as the smell of the grass or loud noises that might occur in that sporting context. They also have problems in terms of picking up on social cues or taking things very literally. For example, if a coach was to say, "I need you to zip your lips," they would literally take that as, "I need to zip my lips shut." So how can we incorporate sport into the lives of individuals with hidden disabilities? First, it's important to acknowledge and understand the disability. If you don't understand the disability, talk to the athlete. Have them explain from their perspective about their disability. Athletes should work with coaches in terms of developing various strategies that work for them. Make sure that we're watching for heightened levels of frustration. If a task is getting challenging and you're just not feeling it anymore, we need to acknowledge that moment and figure out how we can develop a strategy to help that situation. So watch for when moments are going well. How can we use that strategy in that frustration time? Also, make sure we are always breaking down complex tasks into smaller units, easy to understand instructions. Lengthy instructions are difficult to follow for individuals with hidden disabilities. It's important to note that just because a strategy works for one athlete doesn't mean it's going to work for all athletes. Each athlete is going to be different.